got a guest with us.
Yo, yo.
Taylor.
The aforementioned promised guest host, the first of many to come.
My name's Taylor, but you have to call me Dragon.
Hey, Dragon.
Hey,
Hello.
Dragon.
Is that how you survived growing up in Florida?
I'm gonna call you T-Drag.
No, I had to steal from stores to do that. It's a totally different conversation.
I feel like to be called Dragon, you need to be wearing the wife beater.
Hey, David Cho had to steal stuff, so maybe we got a future David Cho on the show.
There you
Damn
go.
right we do.
Yeah,
There
there
you
we go.
That's what I want to think.
Yep, Taylor. We were in a band with Taylor before Andrew just moved away.
Hey, listen here. I was open to long distance.
Maybe
Is
we'll
he-
throw one of our recordings on the end of the cast.
For the record, we wrote the intro music. If you guys ever wondered where that came from, that's not a
there you
sample. That's us.
Boom.
Us and us alone.
True.
I'm actually pretty sure we've already talked about that, like in a really old episode when we were really psyched that we'd done it. You know, that was a big, big milestone.
Hey, that's news to me, man. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
We'd added a little gloss to the podcast beyond just, you know, rolling into two dudes talking about movies.
Exactly. Got to have the intro theme.
Yeah.
Damn
We'll do
right.
Outro next, man.
So what movie are we doing today?
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Yeah.
Taylor, you picked this movie, right?
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I have so many memories attached to this movie. It totally shaped everything about who I am.
You know, I think like a generation of, well, now not so young men, but, you know, 20 to 30-year-old men, like, would say the same, man. This is an important film. I would say for me as well, you know.
Most definitely, dude. Best. Just can't say enough about it, man. It's so good. It opened my eyes to improv in general. Like I never really thought twice about improv or you know what it meant or how important it was or how hard it was for that matter. But man, it's so good. It's like,
And you're going to get a taste of that today because this is more or less all improv.
that's my shit.
Yeah, nothing's scripted in case you guys thought we wrote scripts or something.
Yeah,
That's
losers.
insane.
I think it's obvious.
I can't write.
No, the minimal planning goes into these.
Well, no, I wouldn't say minimal.
I mean, we watch the fucking movies.
It's
That's
like a
not
3
nothing.
out of 10 for this one. Sometimes we put more planning in, but this one we got a workhorse here, Dragon, to carry us through most of the episode.
Damn right. I know
So-
everything about this movie except the important things.
Well, we'll see if we can dig some of those up. All right, so I guess to like start out, I mean, you know, full disclaimer, this is it's a little bit of a deviance from what we normally do. You know, Step Brothers isn't as far out as like let's say Fantastic Planet or, you know, Blue Velvet or what, I don't know. Take your pick. They're all pretty weird. This one is weird, but it's a comedy. I think it's like really the first true blue comedy we've done. Like unequivocally, it is a comedy. There maybe a family movie. I don't know, but it's not.
No.
Not, it's for,
Yeah.
it's good for your kids. If you haven't seen this, yeah, show it
let
to your
kids
children.
watch it. Please let them watch it. Boats
But
and
it's-
hoes, baby.
But it is like the most you know, dedicated comedy that we've touched so far in the show.
It's definitely weird. I mean, it's weird for us. It might not be weird for kind of what was coming out at that time, but it has its place.
It does. And I mean, like, in fairness, like, two 40-year-old men living in their parents / step-parents' respective homes is pretty weird. If you were doing that, you should change those things.
That's judgmental.
Well,
That's a
fine,
microaggression.
It's a microaggression against basement dwellers. Fuck me.
Here comes the cancelers. Here they
Dude,
come.
do it. I could bear the burden of the cancels.
If anyone can, it's not you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Definitely a me thing.
All right, cool. We'll let you
Yeah, I'll take that.
throw all the heavy hitters here, and I'll
No problem. Anytime. Just buy me a pizza sometime, you know.
yeah, I'll buy you a za.
Throw me a beer.
All right, so like I don't know who wants to like really dive in first.
Maybe Taylor, why don't you give us a quick synopsis?
Yeah, I'll go into it. So the first thing I'll say is this movie never would have been made if Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby wasn't made first. Because that was the first experiment for the improv group that is in this movie. All the actors. It's just like a all-star improv cast.
All the same actors and cast and...
Yeah, people who made the movie, the cast, I mean, everybody. It's pretty much the same exact people. And the same exact creative process, too. Like, I mean, they basically just let everyone have free reign, and they recorded, like, 10 scenes of every scene. You know, they just picked the best one. It's the best way to do it, though, with improv, really.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Whatever comes natural.
For those unfamiliar with the movie, it is Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, who are comedy geniuses, arguably.
Most definitely.
I personally love John C. Reilly, just an incredible amount.
He has tons
Same.
of serious roles, too.
He's a genius. He is literally a genius. Will
Yeah.
Ferrell's funny, but John C. Reilly is like a genius, I think.
And so I guess at this point, you know, Will Ferrell had started to be a pretty big household name outside of like if you watched SNL in the 90s, you would have known Will. But like his two films that really kind of catapulted him into, you know, being pretty much like the A-list comedian for the 2000s, as far as I'm concerned, would be, I guess, Old School first and foremost. But also Elf. Actually, Elf was one of his earlier
I
commercial
love
successes.
Elf, so I almost wish this was about Elf. I feel
Well,
like I love
hey,
that one even more.
The holiday seasons are coming, and we will
Bernie
do Elf.
Mac, oh my god.
Dude, we will do Elf.
You read my mind on the elf thing, by the way. I was thinking the same thing.
Correction, though, Bernie Mac is in Bad Santa, not Elf.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
The first
Don't fuck with me on holiday movies, bro. I know them all.
Fuck with Bernie Mac either.
Bad Santa's
Well,
also
R.I.P.
good.
Bernie Mac, though. Obviously, very tragic early loss. Great comedian. I
Yes.
miss him. You know, I would have loved for him to have been in Bad Santa too.
Yes.
Pour some beer out on your floor.
Bad
for him.
Santa was a good movie.
So yeah, a little background information. So like at this point, though, Will Ferrell is a big name, right? As you said, Talladega Nights was a huge success. If for some reason you don't know the movie Talladega Nights, which would be mind-blowing to me because I feel like it was just so insanely commercially successful and highly quotable. Like, I don't know. I mean, how many Talladega Nights quotes did you hear, and for how long after the movie?
Definitely
came
a
out?
lot about the little baby Jesus or whatever that maybe someone
I don't
can
know what to do with my hands.
And equally as quotable is Anchorman, which was also made by all the same people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
of
they were
course.
pumping them out, man.
Oh man, actually, my favorite. Just before we get off Talladega Nights, my favorite part of the whole movie is at the very beginning when his kids are talking about throwing Grandpa's war medals off the bridge.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Oh man, that's a good scene. But so yeah, just like a frame of reference for, you know, Will Ferrell kind of being, at least at this point, like a household name.
He was on the top. He was on top of the comedy movie.
I mean,
thing at
technically,
that
he was
point.
kind of carrying all of these dudes on his back. I mean, in a way, because he had Hollywood in the grasp of his hands, and instead of going into Hollywood's hands, he brought all these improv people that he had come up with, and he had made them, you know, successful as he was in a sense. I mean, they didn't quite
And
get
they
to
had
where
like
he was.
total creative freedom, like an absurd amount.
Right.
Which is the dream as an artist. You know, you don't want any grubby bean counters breathing down your throat, making you dance one way when you want to dance another way or whatever. You know,
Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
clearly, that's the recipe for success. Just let everybody do their thing, you know.
I
No
mean,
matter
Well,
how
I-
outrageous it is.
you say that, but then there's like Joe Dorowski's Dune, which, you know, they kind of let him do whatever he wanted, and you know the budget went off the rails.
oh, yeah. Or even Terry Gilliam's The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. I mean,
Call out to the last episode.
someone's got to reel these mad artists in.
We're doing so good making callbacks to previous episodes. All
Killing
this
it.
season, but specifically this episode. You know, I think we're really.
There we go.
check them out, guys. If you skipped a week, go back. It's worth it. I promise.
So, Step Brothers. What's this movie about?
All right. So it's about two 39-year-old men. One of them is Dale Dobeck, and he
Played by John C. Reilly,
John
correct?
C. Reilly. Yep.
Yep.
And he's living with his dad, and then Brennan Huff, who's living with his mother, also 39. And they just so happen the parents to meet, and they get together and fuck. And
Oh, the parents meet
At a medical conference.
at the
that's
medical
right.
conference,
That's
and he's a doctor giving his speech, and he
Beautiful.
sees her in the audience. And
was-
what's he say? He's like, I just want to. He's like, and then for the next thing, I just want to bury my face in those breasts. Fun scene, fun scene.
Fun scene. And they go at it.
They're good straight characters, like foils for John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell.
yeah.
And so Robert Dobeck being played by Richard Jenkins and Nancy Huff being played by Mary Steenburgen, who's I like her a lot in The Last Man on Earth, which is another good. little
Oh
thing
yeah,
she
yeah.
did. Anyways,
Both killer actors, and actually, those were the two actors that knew nothing about improv. Those two, the only ones in the whole movie. They were gotten because of their stature, basically. And,
They're actual actors.
the thing is I think Richard Jenkins kind of steals the show in a few scenes. We'll get into like what scenes I think he steals the show in, but I think he just did a tremendous job as well, especially for presumably not having any like improv experience, or as you said, no improv experience.
Most definitely. They actually became improv artists after that movie.
Like they just like ran with it.
I mean, they learned it from that point on. So they got comfortable with it, and they became really good at it, and added it to their repertoire.
Excellent. That's very cool.
Yeah, so it taught them something, and entertained us all. Became a gem of a movie.
So these two
Middle-aged
parents.
men.
Well, yeah, the parents of the middle-aged men end up hooking up, and they decide they're going to get married. Thus bringing together our two 39-year-old men living in the same household.
And of course, they share a room together. Apparently, the whole movie spawned just from when they were filming Talladega Nights. Who's the filmmaker who made this?
Adam McKay and Judd Apatow.
Yes, Adam McKay. At one point, he just had the thought of them sharing a bunk bed, and that was so funny to him that he was like, "I'm gonna write a whole movie around that."
They were the two perfect people to have a bunk bed as well.
That's too funny. So yeah, I guess it's like goes without saying that, or I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna again get canceled for this, but if you're the characters have some pretty big like flaws, right? Like you should not be living at home at 39. If you have to, you have to. But like,
Stop poverty shaming.
look, these guys aren't. They're reveling in it. All right, they're living high on the hog at home. This isn't poverty shaming. They both came from very affluent families, and their siblings did quite well.
Not everyone can afford to leave the nest, Andrew.
Dude, they're living
With
their
your
best
privilege.
life. I don't care what anybody says. They're living their best life. Watching Cops at 4 in the afternoon. Go
Dude,
play my
they
drum
are
set.
living their best life. Who are we to knock them off their high horse?
Yeah, my mom just straight up was like, "You're not moving back in. Like, no way. we are two adults. You live somewhere else."
I tried to come and stay for like a few days. That wasn't happening. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
Fuck
reach
it,
out
it
and do that.
happens.
They're just trying to build you into a strong young man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
My
So these
only
two-
point is I respect it.
So like these two pretty much despise each other from the get-go, as step siblings, I guess, sometimes can do.
And also, both of them have been like essentially abusive towards their parent, their respective parent, and are used to being like the king of their household. They're spoiled,
Yeah.
Spoiled beyond belief.
That's an interesting dynamic for a household.
So when you get two spoiled only children together, oftentimes they're not used to sharing their toys necessarily.
Again, I want to like hit home that like they're like man children. Okay, like if that wasn't made clear earlier, they are.
They have
Giant.
the mind of like 10-year-old children.
Yes, and the very large, hirsutous bodies of 40-year-old men.
Again, that's fine.
And actually,
That's a fancy word for hairy, by the way.
An interesting fact about the movie too is they had to hire a huge part of the budget was actually allotted to them hiring people to make sure that they didn't look like man children and that they looked like hipsters. Like they had to really try hard to do that because they kept making them look like just like man children, like
Interesting.
in pajamas and stuff.
But yeah, they both, they got all the toys. I mean, everything you could think a entitled 39-year-old living at home might collect over the course of his lifetime.
The night vision goggles.
Night vision goggles, the drum set, which is important.
Hey, don't be talking about my drum set, man.
Not your talking about your drum set.
Don't touch it either.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're very underdeveloped. They're like big kids. Big snotty children.
And I guess their like hatred kind of culminates with Dale telling Brennan, jump into the drum set, not to touch it, which Brennan later does, is what the Wikipedia page says. It doesn't go into the full glorious details of his touching of the drum set, but
I
He
forget so
he teabags it. He puts his nuts all over it, man.
I read some fact online that prosthetic nuts that he rubs all over the drum set was like $7,000 or some ridiculous amount of money. Because it was the most realistic nuts you could possibly buy.
That's crazy.
I feel like at that point, just use your own. I mean, gosh.
That was
Pay
like
me
a
the
medical
seven-
grade nuts.
Pay me the $7,000 and I'll use my own nuts.
Right.
Why
For
not?
that's- Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, I saw Cock and Balls on HBO the other day. I mean, it's acceptable apparently.
Like full frontal is what you're saying. You got full frontal male nudity.
Yes, and then the dude, he's checking out his nuts, and then they have AIDS.
Oh.
It's dark, man.
Oh,
What the fuck?
The White
That's-
Lotus. Actually, it's pretty good.
HBO ain't no joke, man. It's
Check
worth
it out, The
It's-
White Lotus. Prepare yourself for full frontal male nudity, but it's pretty good.
You're learning stuff here.
Ugh.
Where to go or where to stay away from? Up to you. So from the calamity that comes from this marriage, they are forced to find a job.
Yeah, they're grounded first, man. They get fucking grounded.
They did get grounded
For fighting over the drum set,
for
right?
fighting over the drum set.
No
Yep, they had a fight in the
no
yard.
TV for a week.
But from that fight, they became best friends.
they did.
That's like one of the best moments of the movie. He's like, so we're best friends now?
Yup. John Stamos.
Want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. I still say that to people all the time.
Oh yeah, that's a great line. Dude, so much more room for activities. Another highly quotable line.
Oh, yeah.
And
Have you
again, the fucking bunk beds.
I was just about to say, have you ever built a bunk bed, man?
If you haven't seen this, the bunk beds don't withstand the weight. The makeshift bunk bed. Let me be clear. It's not like an IKEA set. No, it's a bunch of 2x4s drilled into their existing bed frames.
Just see it now. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Such a funny ass movie.
So, anyways, they probably for the worst. They end up becoming best friends, at least like per their parents' perspective of them finding jobs and having some degree of semblance of an adult life. Gosh, so what happens next? Derek is introduced, right?
Yes.
So
That
Derek
guy.
Yeah,
brother.
Derek played by Adam Scott of Parks and Rec fame, or Krampus, a fucking another sweet Christmas movie, a horror Christmas movie.
I haven't seen that one. Krampus is good.
It's fun. It's worth the watch. You'll enjoy it.
Nice.
Maybe we'll do that come the holiday season too.
There we go.
Yep. But Derek brings his family, his like picture perfect family, like they're all singing a cappella in the car together.
That's one of the best scenes of the whole movie.
It is. You
Yelling
can
at them for not singing it well enough, and then he just like swerves into traffic.
You're flat. You're so flat right now. You're flat.
10,000 a week for lessons, and this is what I get.
Oh, and the actress playing his wife did a good job too.
Dude, Catherine Hahn is a powerhouse. She made that movie. I swear, anything Catherine Hahn is in is a.
What else
It's
is
like-
she in?
She's in this movie called. Oh man, I can't remember. It's a scary movie, and it blew my mind. It's like these kids go to their grandparents' house for the summer, and like their grandparents aren't their grandparents. They turn out to be murderers.
Dude, that's the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong
So
movie.
good.
Fucking
So good.
what is it? The Visit?
Yes, The Visit, dude.
The
I love
Visit.
that movie. Most people.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that movie freaked me out.
I haven't seen any of his newer movies.
That was actually like one of. I mean, I'm not gonna trash him too much because I actually enjoy most of his movies. You know, I thought The Village was, meh, you know, and then the one with the plants was meh as well. But you know, The Visit was pretty good, man.
I'll check it out.
Just
Well,
the
I like
premise
some
of that
his
movie.
stuff a lot.
Yeah, just the premise, dude. I mean, Signs was obviously great, but just the premise of The Visit, like, had me scared just in the previews, you know?
Oh yeah, it was very creepy. And then obviously he's coming out with Older very soon, which I'm very excited to see.
What
But
is it?
anyway, I think it's called Older, and it's
Oh.
like these people are on an island, and like some of them are aging super fast or whatever.
That's right. I remember
Or it's like,
seeing that.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that
it's-
sounds cool.
It does. It looks like, you know. I hope Shyamalan Ding Dong comes back with full force.
Me too.
Um,
So Derek comes over, and he's
Yeah.
he's showing his ass a little bit. He shows up 2 hours late, and he's the man apparently.
yeah,
We haven't met him yet.
And instantly, Dale's dad just like falls in love with Derek. Like, it's just looking at him all goofy, doe-eyed, borderline.
And he's like, I was fishing with the famous guy.
I think he said Mark Cuban. I want
Yeah,
to
that's
say
right, that's
it was
what
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
So dumb.
It's so funny, dude.
Oh, but so yeah, he's just like fawning over Derek, and then
By the way, Adam Scott plays the best douche in cinematic history by
Dude,
far.
He's good. He's really
By
good.
far. Yeah.
so he like Derek pops up into their fucking treehouse they're hanging out in, and talks some shit and gets popped in the face. Fucking Dale punches him in the face and he falls down the ladder, which greatly arouses Derek's wife Alice, played by Catherine Hahn. I
That
don't
part's so
think
funny.
Again, she's amazing.
basically has her way with him in the bathroom.
John C. Riley doesn't even need to like speak or do anything. He's just a funny. You just look at him and just want to laugh. Does that mean?
Curl you up in a ball and shove you up my vagina. You just live there.
John C. Riley, I mean, he leans into his goofy looks.
He's so
Yep.
good on Tim and Eric and the Blue.
Steve Brule, Dr. Steve Brule.
Dude, he's the fucking man.
Sweet berry wine.
He's kind of my hero.
You're supposed to spit it out, but I'm not gonna. No way, Jose.
Can't even think about Steve Brule without just dying laughing.
This is just gonna turn into a fucking quote fest. Where we gotta.
There's
That's
so
fine.
much.
We
Dude,
didn't
that's
do
the
any
point, though.
research. That's all we got.
It is.
This cast is just like the ultimate cast, man. There's so much to reference with this cast. Like they're all just so great in their own way, and a lot of them are unknown, you know, in their own right. They're just really good, and Will Ferrell and Adam McKay and Judd Apatow and all the others just saw it, and they're trying to bring them up with them. You know, they were great comedians.
That was actually that guy Adam Scott. That was his first comedy role, which pretty amazing because he's hilarious. And
Yeah.
He is absolutely hilarious in it.
He's perfect as the guy you just want to punch in the face, you know?
Yeah.
he he pulls it off. I just like what sticks out to me is the ab scene when he like pulls up his shirt and they have the obvious ab double, like the most chiseled human ever to live.
I haven't had a carb since 1993. Put oil on these babies every day.
Perfect, like, parody of all these, like, super successful CEOs who talk about their diets and exercise regimens and shit.
Well, it looked like it was working for him, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, apparently it's working for a lot of them, but fuck them.
Fuck them, sure. So, anyways, like the striking of Derek just makes them like better friends. And they just become best friends. You know, like total best friends. And they have some job interviews that are like arranged for them.
Oh, that's so great.
Tons of good cameos involved with that too.
Oh, man.
Seth Rogen.
Ken Jeong, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He went to my high school,
Are
apparently.
you serious?
Yeah, like 10 years before me.
Dude, that's sick. He's a
But
doctor. in
his
real life.
scene where he's
Yeah, he
like
went to Duke.
interviewing him, he's like, you seem to have an employment gap on your history. He's like, what does this mean? He says you spent 22 years Kerouacking that ass or something. It's so absurd.
They do it all in fucking, you know, like full tuxedos, which is just not even just tuxedos. I think they have tails, dude. That's like an extra degree of fancy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the fact,
Dumb and Dumber.
Like top
Fancy.
hat, fucking dude. Yeah,
and the fact that they interviewed together is just ridiculous. Can you
yeah. As a
imagine?
team,
Can you imagine doing that?
they almost get the job with Seth Rogen, and fucking Dale rips like the worst fart of all time.
Tastes like ketchup.
Tastes like ketchup.
That's what he says. Onions and ketchup. There's not an unfunny part of this movie, just so you guys know.
No, apparently, like, the way they made it is they just filmed, like, an absurd amount. Like, the original cut was, like, hours and hours long.
More than 5 hours long.
And then they cut it down to, like, an hour and a half. So they were just improvised, filmed it all, and then just kept the best parts. That's why it's just beat by beat. It's just basically hilarious.
Right, and like the whole improv part of it is kind of what makes each individual character so unique and special, because like they're over the top. They're always over the top, and they're so unique. Like each individual improv artist brings their own thing to the stage. So like their characters are always, you know, their own thing. They're their own spice, so to speak.
I mean, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly just time-tested. Perfect duo.
Oh yeah, they always do.
Have you guys seen Walk Hard? Of course.
yeah,
Of course you have, but
Beautiful movie, man.
I love that movie.
beautiful movie.
Yeah, that one just like for me, it hits all the right notes.
More
you know?
didgeridoos.
More
I want an
didgeridoos.
army of didgeridoos.
Dude, that's a quote fest too, man.
Yeah, man, fucking. What is it? Cocaine. It turns your bad feelings into good feelings. It's a nightmare.
I think I want to try me some of that cocaine.
It's not a habit for me. Oh my god.
Another good John C. Reilly movie.
Dewey,
Walk
you
Hard.
have me.
Dude, these dudes are awesome.
Watch that one.
In my dreams, I'm blowing you kisses.
You can always come in my back door.
Oh, beautiful.
So I listened to this interview with John C. Reilly on the WTF podcast with Mark Maron. And he
Oh,
was
nice,
very
yeah.
serious when he went on. And I have no idea if he was like doing a character or what. But all he wanted to talk about was like the French history of clowns and like elite clown.
Tartuffe the
Acting.
clown dog?
Yes.
That's gotta be a
And he
bit.
said that he was talking about how he had like all around his house he had like these fancy paintings of like these classic clowns in the clown tradition.
I don't even know if I doubt that.
No, I don't know. It seemed pretty sincere. Who knows, man? But he was so serious. He was so serious about clown history.
Speaking of John C. Riley, you know he was actually in a band with his brother. He actually plays music.
Really, I'd love to hear that.
What does he play?
He was singing and playing guitar, and his brother was playing drums, and that's where actually the drum part came from, because his brother was super weird about him touching his drum set.
Oh, that's
and
super neat.
He would get super mad about it, and so I guess he
Hilarious.
brought that detail to the table. And
Hilarious.
they
I
ran
wonder
with
if
it.
he ever rubbed his balls on it.
Would
I
not
wa-
doubt it. That's some brotherly shit right there, man.
Based
Could
on
happen.
a true story.
Not outside the realm of possibility. I'm gonna,
And Will Ferrell's a great singer as well.
dude, when he sings that opera or whatever.
Yeah, that's really him. That's really both of them.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
Apparently,
What a renaissance! You said you're a Renaissance man. Will Ferrell was a bodybuilder too. I just want to throw that man.
Oh,
in
dude.
there.
really?
Will Ferrell is like Jesus compared to me, man. Like I wouldn't even go there. Shit. He's the man, dude. He's like one of my idols for sure.
He's had a wonderful life, and he seems like he's a genuinely nice person, from what I've
Oh
heard.
yeah, dude. He's
But
just so smart too, man. Just like comedically smart, you know.
yeah,
He knows what to do to get a laugh out of anyone at any time.
Oh yeah, and I wish he was still making movies. I feel like I haven't seen him anything in a while.
Have
But-
you ever seen Eurovision? It's on
No.
Netflix and it's hilarious. It's his newest movie.
What's it called?
Eurovision. It's a musical movie actually. Like he's a Swedish guy and he has a Swedish band. And
I saw that on
it's,
there.
it's super funny, dude. It's really worth watching. I've watched it like 100 times. I
All
love
right.
it. I
All
love
right,
it.
I'm gonna put it on the docket tonight.
Dude, I love it. It's so good.
There you go.
But getting back to the movie, I guess they're like they have to go to therapy. No, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, there's the
Damn it,
it's the
Andrew.
the
interview.
it's the Christmas party or the Christmas day scene or whatever. Christmas scene. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh no, I'm fucking way ahead of myself.
Yeah, we left off on the interview. So like he
Oh, yeah.
farted.
Yeah, he let out a horrible fart.
Yeah, and then okay, so after the interviews, they're walking home, and that's when they come across Mr. Gardaki. Look, Mr. Gardaki, just leave us alone, will you? And it's a bunch of kids,
Oh yeah, yep.
and he wants to take the long way, and Will Ferrell's like, "Come on, man,
The
what you
kids are
talking
bullying
about?
them.
Come on, we can go this way. We're grown men." And then they get there, and there's literally an army of kids, like 40 kids. What would you do?
I'd do
I would-
exactly what they did at the end of the movie.
Exactly. Roll up in a fucking helicopter, like, "Let's go, motherfucker."
Dude, one time that shit happened to me, like in Laos, I was surrounded by a group of kids and like some of them had sticks and I was literally about to take them all out, man. I'm
You
not
just do-
kidding. I
you
was
do
like
the Ben
sizing them all
Kissel.
up, dude. I don't care if they're 10 years old. Like,
You do the Ben Kissel. You fucking stick your arms out, close your fists, and just swing like a cyclone until every one of them's hit the floor.
That sounds
Exactly.
like a, that sounds
It's
like a
like- it's
proper
like,
Laos story.
It literally is like a Zangief move in Street Fighter.
there you go. That's right.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, they're little kids, man. They
Dude,
cry
it's
when
like
they
down
fall
back
down.
punch. Down back punch, I think. Or down down back punch.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to beat those kids.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to have to destroy a bunch of children.
I would
but,
love it.
Exactly.
Let's
I mean,
do it.
it's a
No, I'm
moral
just kidding.
dilemma. Luckily, like a little fat one came and was like, "He's cool," and like took the stick out of one kid's hand and like threw it over a fence.
That was cool. Was he the ringleader to the chubby one?
No, but they respected him, I guess.
You gave that dude some honey buns, didn't you?
Some what?
Some honey,
Honey
buns.
buns.
I know how Laos works, bro. I know all about Laos. Can't
No,
fool
but
me.
I gave him a lighter, and then he started making little fires everywhere, and I just let him.
Nice. Good job, Braden.
The Laos and
Anyway.
wildfires are now just destroying the world.
Former educator.
Weren't you a teacher? No, I'm just kidding.
Heck yeah, man! Got to teach him what's like. Got to teach him what it's like out there in the real world.
Lighting fires.
Every man
So-
for himself. That's what I taught my kids.
But yeah, the kids make him eat or lick dog shit, right?
Yeah.
after the kids whoop up on them, they fucking make him eat dog or lick dog shit.
Yeah, and at first Will
So
Ferrell's like
good.
really standing his ground. He's like, I'm not touching that dog shit, man. And the kid's like, I think you are, actually. Because there's 40 of us and 2 of you, and I've made this guy lick dog shit like 20 times. So you're definitely gonna.
Like 20 times. It took him 20 times to just start walking another route.
Dude, that redhead kid, that dude's badass. I wouldn't fuck with him.
Hilarious.
I think
But yeah,
They get their revenge later, though.
They do, but they got it, man. They got it at first.
Look at that
Those
dog.
kids gave it to him. They were not fucking around.
Oh, God. I got bullied some in school, but luckily I never had to eat dog shit.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
We're fortunate. It's that first world shit, man.
But so after eating the dog shit, they come home, and I guess the parents tell them that they're gonna retire and sell the house and sail around the world in Robert's very, very nice sailboat.
Yeah, can't blame them.
I mean, yeah,
pretty
if I
nice.
had a really nice sailboat and had millions of dollars in a bank account somewhere, I'd probably spend my golden years sailing around the world.
Hell yeah.
And from this comes prestige worldwide. Wide.
You okay there, Andrew?
I think I'm gonna make it. All right, I'm good. We're good. Sorry about that. Prestige worldwide. is what you're
Smoke
saying.
another.
Whew. I'm not even smoking anything.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break.
All right.
We're almost at the end. Ready? Count us in.
1, 2, 3, break.
So where we at?
All right, so we're right after where the kids just destroy those 2 men, and then they have to go home and regain their dignity. And once
That's right.
once they do that, they think they wait. Is that when that's when they fight, isn't it?
Not yet. So they get told, their parents tell them that they're gonna retire and sail around the world, and then they start Prestige worldwide.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they make Boats and Hoes, the most iconic song ever made in the history of the world.
So they start their own like entertainment company or something.
Yes. And then they wreck their dad's boat that they were about to go out on.
At Derek's birthday party, they released their music video, which shows them wrecking his prized yacht.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like that boat really did get wrecked. Like there, or
And
it
that
was
was
a
the-
damn
And
good
that was the
prompt.
beginning of the end of that marriage. That's when shit went downhill.
Yeah, so then on basically they have a huge fight on Christmas. It's like, of course, it's when the family's gonna have a fight, and they announce that they're getting divorced, which upsets Brennan and Dale very greatly. I've always wondered. I've tried to find like if this is a real word or if not Robert, but the actor that played Robert made up the word jagaloon as part of the improv. Because I can't find like a proper definition of jagaloon.
Jagaloon.
Dude, that was his genius in improv. His first ever in improv, and he just makes a genius word like jagaloon, bro.
Dude, I've been saying jagaloon ever since that movie.
I don't know. It sounds. I don't know if you can say that anymore.
I was just thinking, I really hope it doesn't have any
don't know if you can say
any sordid
jagaloon anymore.
details because I've been saying jagaloon all
Hey,
over.
what'd you
the place.
say?
I personally never say jagaloon. I didn't know you were someone who said it, but
I mean,
That's
it's not
fine.
like an everyday word, but like once a year it comes out.
I stand with my friend Andrew, who uses the term jagaloon.
Thank you for
You're
standing
welcome.
with
it's
me.
almost like you guys have formed like a little clan or
We have.
something.
I stand in solidarity of jagaloon.
Well, there is an Urban Dictionary definition for it, and
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going to change the definition's wording ever so slightly so I don't get in trouble. Any one adult person who engages in acts of a mentally challenged child, or someone who clearly demonstrates a lack of commitment to maturity. but I think
Oh.
it came from Step Brothers.
Had to have.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's not like I have a Webster's for it. It's only on Urban Dictionary.
Interesting.
That guy's a genius. Then he did it. He fucking did it, man.
I
He
mean,
secured
that's
his legacy.
That's how prolific this film is.
That's right.
New words are coming from it.
Dude,
It changed the English language.
That's right.
Forever and
It turned-
always.
It turned formal, classically trained actors into improv artists.
So a jagaloon is a person who is acting like they're mentally challenged.
Correct.
Which perfectly
Or
explains-
just somebody who has no commitment to maturity, which would also, I guess, I mean, it's a made up word, so that's like the two possible definitions given these people's behavior,
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
And
Sounds pretty
I
accurate.
love
about the
how
character.
Robert's just like, I'll be at the Cheesecake Factory getting drunk or whatever.
Dude, I literally thought about that earlier. It's so funny.
Dude.
Right after he announces his divorce, he's like, I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory. Fuck you guys.
All right then.
That shit's so funny, dude.
That is funny.
And they just bust out crying. This was right after they opened Hulk hands. Think about that. When you open up some Hulk hands wrapped up in some wrapping paper and then you hear about divorce,
Yeah, that's
you can't
pretty.
even enjoy those Hulk hands, man.
No.
Might as well just sell them or get rid of them. Can't enjoy those.
It's a shame. It's a shame. But so
shame,
both
man.
the boys get mad at each other because of this, and they go their separate ways, and they like kind of start to grow up.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost call this movie like a strange coming of age story of
Well-
two middle-aged men who finally.
They did get in a huge fight before they split ways, and one buried the other alive. I don't know if you guys remember
Oh
that.
yeah, that scene. That's
What are
pretty
you
good.
doing? I'm burying you alive, you idiot.
I'm gonna wake the neighbors.
Good way to get rid of someone you don't like.
Dude, that part is so funny. He goes and starts playing his drum set, and he hits him in the head with a cymbal, knocks his ass out.
Oh man! Also, we didn't talk about when they knocked each other out earlier on the lawn at the same
Oh,
time.
yeah.
That's why they became friends, because they were concussed. You
Probably.
were like, dude, we're the same person.
So yeah, Brennan ends up working for Derek's helicopter leasing firm, as absurd as that is, and Dale works for a catering company, which seems like a much more normal job. But so our boys are out there growing up and
There
are
we go.
kind of getting functional. Wanting to, I mean, did we talk about Denise? I feel like we left Brennan's therapist out, who he develops feelings for.
She was a good one. She was a good therapist. She really did a lot for that guy. Old Denise.
Apparently, I mean, he got out of the little bit of the man-child stage, but so they're both out being near adults or whatever. And Brennan wants to basically like kind of bring the family together, so he volunteers to be part of like the Catalina wine mixer.
Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah, that's another just quotable thing right there. You know how many like parties I went to in college that were Catalina wine mixer themed? Quite
I
a
can
few.
only imagine, bro.
Quite a few.
Only imagine.
But he invites Robert and Nancy, and they hire the catering company that Dale works for.
Did you know that scene was actually shot at the Trump National Golf Course?
Was that in Florida?
Pasa does something. I honestly can't remember. It was just a Spanish word. My memory doesn't have room for that, unfortunately.
It's okay. We'll forgive you this time. Let's see. So yeah, they're doing the Catalina wine mixer. At some point, the lead singer of the cover band that they'd hired gets thrown out.
By Horatio Sands, by the way, iconic comedian.
Yeah, he has
And
like
there, aren't there a cover band of
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, but only his late 80s hits?
Yeah, they only play late '80s Billy Joel, motherfucker.
And someone in the audience is like, let's hear Piano Man. He's like, did you not hear? You
Uptown
don't have
Girl.
ears?
Uptown
Only
Girl.
late 80s.
Which just sounds like a Horatio Sands comedy set.
only
So
late
absurd.
80s. So yeah, he loses
So
his temper and gets
More
thrown
improv
out.
gold.
So Brennan,
Man.
having, overseen this, Derek blames him. And Robert, their father, ultimately kind of gets, pushes Brennan and Dale to go play it, go perform since the band's out, which
One of the
leads
best
to
parts of
one
the
of the
movie.
best scenes in the whole movie.
Talks about the dinosaur thing, or he wanted to be a dinosaur till he was like 13.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't be a fucking dinosaur. You're a fucking man.
So Brennan and Dale take the stage with Brennan singing. And we didn't talk about this, but like Brennan's mom talks about how he had this incredible voice. He's this great singer. But then for the talent show in high school, all of Derek and his friends joined and fucking saying Brennan has a mangina and like
Vagina. They were singing Ice Ice Baby.
she's like that's what they won off of or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like at one point even some of the parents got involved and it shows her singing along too.
And the old man, he's like,
Oh, yeah.
Brandon has a mangina.
There's like an old man singing. It.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So Brennan has not sang since then, but Brennan and Dale take the stage with Dale on drums and Brennan singing, and they perform Porti Volar. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I'm fucking. You want a French speaker? Listen to a French podcast. I'm gonna tell you. It's.
Damn right.
Let's see. I'm gonna look at the actual pronunciation. Make sure I didn't butcher it like too horrifically.
Brennan has a mangina.
Brennan. Hey, whatever. It's not important. Keeping the ball rolling.
That's right.
So it's just beautiful, and again, Will Ferrell actually sings this part, this operatic performance.
With
Yes, it's amazing.
with John C. Reilly in the background screaming boats and hoes. And then it also ends with his drum solo, which is iconic. Probably the best drum solo in comedy history as well.
Which is pretty
Apparently,
awesome.
the two of them were considering releasing a rap album
I
in
saw that.
character.
Yeah, it's so funny. They should have. That would
They
have been
should.
Lonely Island #2, man. Probably even bigger.
I would have bought it, or at least listened.
I mean, Tom Green got on MTV. I guess that's MTV's not even a thing now, but you never know. Could have gone to #1.
Yeah, all the MTV executives are like on the Sunset Strip now. Begging for change.
So,
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, don't let me cut you off.
I'm just bullshitting, bro.
So, anyways, the performance is beautiful, and Derek is so moved by it that he and Brennan, make amends.
I was moved by it.
I was too. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful opera.
Goosebumps.
Dale ends his relationship with Alice, which is probably okay because she was, in my opinion, she's a little pushy with him. That's not a good relationship to be in.
No.
No, she wanted it bad, bro. She got it once, but I mean, I guess it wasn't enough.
At least
Guess-
once.
I guess bathroom sex doesn't count. I don't know.
Yeah. So it flashes forward to the future. Robert and Nancy have amended their issues. They're back together. And Prestige Worldwide is now a successful company. I think. Let's see what else. I mean, that's pretty much the movie, right?
Dude, all right. Can we talk about Rob Riggle for a minute? Do you guys know who Rob
Of
Riggle
course,
is?
I know who Rob Riggle is.
Dude, he's the fucking man. So he's in that movie, and he's in a very, very small section of that movie. But the parts that he are in just make me die laughing, dude. That dude is comedy gold. He used to be a Marine, too.
Yeah, he's a huge man. He's really, really, really large.
That dude's badass.
Yeah. The boat is now a treehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Right, and they got Chewbacca masks.
Dude, I'm kind of jealous.
Chewbacca
Dude,
masks.
the Chewbacca mask. That part.
And
is
then the
funny.
Playboys.
Dude, I'm kind of jealous of their treehouse, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
I told you, like I said at the beginning.
It's
they
like
got
$100,000 treehouse.
They got it made, bro.
Wish I had a cool treehouse.
The whole movie, they got it made. Just even the mindset that they're in, the perspective, bro. Can you imagine for a day just being like, boats and hoes, bro? That's what today's about. I don't care what anything anybody else says. It's about boats and hoes. And the next day, it's about playing Guitar Hero and ordering wings with your parents' money.
With your parents' money. Well, they have their own money now. They're making some money with Prestige
There you go.
Worldwide.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
either way, they got it made, bro. It's about perspective. They got it. They figured it out. They got
fit-
life down.
Life hack. Never leave
got
never leave the home.
For sure. And then when you do, become Prestige Worldwide.
So that
Nice
pretty
how that
much
kind of just worked out.
that brings us to the end, where I guess it's like in the credits, we get to see Dale and Brennan confront their bullies.
Yes, my favorite part of the movie.
And
I don't know if that's reveals too much.
They go
or-
off on them. It does remind me of like the Happy Gilmore, or not Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison scene, the dodgeball scene.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think we'll probably ever fucking do Billy Madison on here, so I'm gonna throw this out here. He actually like laid into those kids with dodgeballs. Like they were actually crying. None of that was acting. The parents signed consent forms, and he like for like 5 minutes just beamed children full adult male strength with dodgeballs.
Sometimes you have to,
I
man.
envy him, man. I wish I could do
If
that.
there's more of them than there are of you, full strength.
That's pretty hilarious.
Imagine if they had dodgeballs when they came up to Mr. Gardaki. They would have won that. They would have won that war.
They would have needed at least several. Well, what if the kids
So, yeah.
turn the dodgeballs on them, though?
They go back to those like 30 or 40 kids, and they just kick their ass.
Yeah, they did. With a helicopter.
Brutally violent. Remember when John C. Riley is on the merry-go-round? and
Punching
it's
them
going
all.
around and he's got his fist out and it just hits each one. And then at one point it's almost like the Matrix, like it goes into slow motion and there's like doves around them for some reason. They just kick.
One of the best fight scenes in comedy history as
Oh
well.
my god. So amazing.
Definitely the best child labor fight scene ever.
Oh man,
And that is Step Brothers.
that's the movie. We did it.
How did it feel, Taylor? You like being a podcaster? It's hard work, right?
Fuck yeah, I like it. Might just start doing it on my damn own. Just
Whoa.
listen to it by myself.
Whoa,
Whoa there.
whoa.
What is
Second mouse gets the cheese.
Hey,
Fuck that. I'll poison the cheese.
Say what now?
poison.
What?
Cheese
What?
is poison.
Am I sitting amongst enemies right now?
Well, I mean,
What?
maybe
Am I dining with enemies right
Was
now?
something said?
not an enemy at all.
People talking about poisoning mice and shit. I'm a mouse. What's up? Trying to get some cheese, cheddar, bread.
Yeah,
Well, that was fun. That's a fun movie.
it was.
Best movie ever.
Thanks for sticking around with us, listeners. Hopefully you liked it. Give us some feedback. We're gonna keep trying to put some guest hosts in. And as always, like, subscribe, tell a friend, send us a request. Whatever, man. Do it. The email is faroutflixpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're listening on Apple Podcast, you could absolutely leave a comment there. We'll look at it. We will for sure look at that comment. I might even comment under it, Personal comment back to you.
Thank you, Steve. We're doing the best we can.
Yep.
And thanks for having me on.
Keep on
guys.
flicking.
Yeah, I'm out here breaking my back.
It was an honor being on Far Out Flicks.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah, we did literally no introduction this time, but whatever, fuck it. Man.
Yeah, fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. See you next week.
See you next time, Flickers.